Good morning, Samantha Smith. Can I call you Sammy? After all, are we not friends? Would you like to share this bottle with me, friend? Oh, now, come on, Sammy. I'll make sure you get home. By the way, Sammy, these are my opinions and my theories. You did an interview with Tony Dodge of All-American Dream Chaser. You spoke too much. You should have kept your mouth shut. But like everybody who think they smart, they keep running their mouth. Tony Dodge asked you a question if KEILY RODNI was looking at this, what would you say? And this is what you said. Hold up, I'm not going to play it just yet. But it's not what you said, it's how you said it. Now I'm going to roll that clip. Check this out.
And what's your final words? If Sammy's out there watching this right now, just perhaps she's out there watching. If there's anything you could say to Sammy right now, what would you say to her?
It's KEILY, just by the way. But if KEILY's out there watching,
I'm sorry, KEILY. I apologize.
Right.
My mind's going 1,000 miles an hour. It's just this is very emotional. Yeah. But no, I'm sorry, KEILY.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it's totally fine. If KEILY were out here watching this, I would just want you to know we are doing everything to try and find her. We are contacting.
Did you see what you said? You said we are doing everything to try and find her. You didn't say we are doing everything to find you. You was impersonal. You was totally detached from her, meaning you never gave a damn, never did, never will. Strike one. Now, in that same interview with Tony Dodge, you stated that you was so drunk. Let me back up. He asked you, what did you think happened to KEILY RODNI? And then you said, to be honest with you, you was too drunk. You see, but the problem is you're not too drunk to notice that she was drunk. You was not too drunk to notice that you didn't want her driving you home drunk. Strike two. Now, let me ask you this question, Sammy. Would you like a drink now? Okay. You was so conscious enough to recognize that KEILY RODNI was drunk. You was conscious enough to recognize you didn't want her driving you home because you know about drunk drivers, right? But yet you was not conscious enough to come to the conclusion that she needed a ride home to be safe as well. You see how that sounds? Well, let me go on. Now, in that same interview with Tony Dodge, I picked up on something, and I know that something is something. You said that it was not known that anybody was going to give her a ride. Did you tell somebody? Did you tell people that you know don't give her a ride? Did she really stay at the campground and you stayed behind with her as though you left and you came back and murdered her? I'm just asking. Because if people go back and listen to Tony Dodge, All-American Dream Chaser interview with you, when you said it is it's a miscommunication, a misconception, then you start stuttering. She was not driving. It's not known. But you also make it sound like you told people that you know, her friends, don't give her a ride, as though you was leaving her there with somebody for a reason or for you. That's just my theory about it. Because I'm trying to figure out, how can you be so drunk at the same time, but so conscious that you didn't want to be driven home by a drunk driver? But then at the same time, in that same interview with Tony Dodge, you said y'all was going around being social, meeting people. What I don't understand, but then I do understand, but I'm just saying for the sake of the video, I don't understand how you going to be buddy-buddy with her all throughout the party, hanging with her all throughout the party, but when it's time to go home, you don't give a damn? You know how that sounds? It sounds strange, suspicious. Like I said, you my number one suspect. Because if it cannot be confirmed that you called her, that's a problem. Because, see, during the interview with Tony Dodge, you stumbled up. And you know what's really crazy? You were so conscious when you was being driven home that you made it a point to let KEILY RODNI know that you was in a passenger seat being driven home. You didn't sound drunk at all to me. That's why I say you got her drunk with the cup. You wanted to control how much and the quantity of what she ingested. You also made the offhanded statement that y'all would go to her car and get drinks. It may be beer cans, it may be liquor bottles in the car, but that don't mean KEILY RODNI brought that to the party. And I know this, it's kind of strange, but like I said, I don't understand why the law enforcement would use some kids to investigate something this serious and filter information through you and Jagger. I mean, I have to look at, to be honest with you, I think they had Homeland Security, the FBI out there, and some more people. But that sounds like the Uvalde situation, where you got all these law enforcement people out here, none of them competent. They claim that they put in 15,000 man hours. They claim that they searched the Private Creek Ranch extensively. But what they not telling people, y'all didn't have no trained divers out there like y'all saying. They already said that they had volunteers and stuff. But if you expect the world to believe that y'all missed that car, I'm talking to you officials out there, every last one of y'all that participated in it, especially the sheriff of Nevada Province. I'm talking to all you jackasses. In order for y'all to miss that vehicle and those remains underwater, it's two things going on. A cover up or y'all just incompetent. You take your pick, because any one of them you pick, it's a bad thing. Now, they asked, I want to back up here. They had an interview, a press conference, with the Prowse County and the Nevada Highway Patrol. What stuck out to me was no Homeland Security asked questions there. That guy who purported to be from the FBI, nobody from the news people asked him questions. So that's kind of strange to me. Now, what's really got me upset is the fact that the California Highway Patrol saying that they trying to investigate this as an auto collision. Where the fuck y'all get that idea from? This didn't happen on no highway. There is no evidence that there was an auto collision. If that's the case, who else was in the other car that KEILY RODNI allegedly had a car wreck with? Why are y'all trying to steer this from a murder foul play to a traffic accident? That's bullshit. The California Highway Patrol investigation is a ruse because it didn't happen on the highway. There is no evidence that a traffic collision happened on the highway. But at the same time, they asked the Prowse Creek law enforcement, do they think it's foul play? Oh, we ain't got no evidence of that. You don't? You ain't got no evidence of a traffic accident either. Which is it? See, that whole law enforcement community don't have any credibility. Now, I noticed that they didn't start looking for KEILY RODNI until the 7th. It's strange that the law enforcement would post a missing person on Facebook, but y'all really didn't start looking for her till the 7th. And at the same time, the roadside assistance guy said that he seen him probably on that date, I believe, at about 11 or 10 in the morning, one of them. But the strange thing about it is, they should have just sent out an Amber Alert. Why would y'all put all these manpower, Homeland Security, FBI, if y'all didn't have no evidence of an abduction? It didn't make sense. So they also asked at the press conference that any of the party goers mentioned a car going in the water. The law enforcement said he has no recollection of that. He never denied that, though. So it is odd that y'all would look for the car in water. I don't understand unless somebody had to mention it. Okay? And like I said, they claimed that they got these trained divers. None of them clowns was really trained. Because if they was trained, they was Pop Warner. Because they should have found that. You did not need AWP equipment to find that vehicle there. If y'all put in 14, 15,000 man hours, how much did y'all dedicate to the lake, though? And who? You know, I haven't seen any videos to where they was really out there doing anything for extensive longer period of time. Usually something like that, you have news people out there extensively. But that wasn't the case with this. That too is strange. Now, Sami, there is something else that got me puzzled. This is your dialogue, this whole thing you was doing. But when it come time for you to be specific about who drove you home, what time you went home, you don't mention none of that. You don't mention none of that. But you claim to be so drunk that you wasn't aware of what's going on, but you was not too drunk to find you another way home. You see how they look? Now, they say that they have the roadside assistance video. If they do, they got you. I don't know why they want to wait to November. They may need an autopsy report to charge you with the amount it means, but if they have that video, it's some plea bargaining going down behind closed doors, in my opinion. That's why they waiting. It's some plea bargaining. Because the video gonna clearly show who was there. And if whoever had the video, it doesn't matter. You the murder. You accessory and you the murder. So get to talking and cut a plea. Cause we coming. You notice I say we coming. I didn't say they coming. We coming. I want you to be caught. You know, like I said, I don't trust none of those law enforcement. I don't trust the sheriff in Providence, the female. She strike the sheriff of Providence. She strike me as being a kiss ass. Go along and get along type person. She didn't answer no question. You turn it over to your captain. You the sheriff. You supposed to know what's going on. Why you can't answer the question? They report to you. They report to you. Now, Sami, I'm going to tell you like this here. You 18 years old. You considered an adult. KEILY is 16 years old. Considered a child. You done already admitted getting her drunk, drinking with her. But then at the same time, all of a sudden, at some point, she was missing. You and other friends saying she was talking about getting fucked up. I don't believe that. See, y'all keep painting this picture that she intended to get drunk and do drugs. I also believe that when she was at the party, you was pressuring her to stay later, okay? And then she was giving you some pushback like, nah, I got to get home. You got upset with her. You got upset with her. So you went around plotting against her. Like I said, these my opinion. Just like you giving your story and it don't make sense, mine don't have to make sense either. To you anyway. It makes sense to me. Because guess what? You said you were the last person to see her. The last person to talk to her. You said that, right? So, tell me, I'm your friend. You know, we share ballers together. How did you kill her? Oh, you want a lawyer now? He can't help you either. Oh, your mama's attorney? Well, I hope she got a good plea bargain for you. Cause you caught, baby. You caught. During your whole interview with the American, Tony Dodge, the All-American Dream Chaser, you kept stumbling, you kept making up stuff. You didn't know what you want to say. But at one point in that video, I swear you almost slipped up and said, you got her underwater. That's what I think you were going to slip up and say. That's just what I think. But I can tell you, I can say this, you cutthroat. You cutthroat. And I'm going to tell some of you teenagers, if you know something, and she know you know, and her mom and daddy know you know, your life in danger. That's right. Your life in danger. The same thing happened to KEILY RODNI. She'll make sure it happened to you too. You see what happened after she come up missing? She went somewhere partying on the beach, drinking a Coors beer. That ain't how nobody act when they lost somebody they love, somebody they care about. Those were signs of a person saying, fuck it. Lindsay, I'm talking to you. I believe that's your name. You need to sue this woman. Do not sell her. Get a full-blown jury trial. Bring out much information as you can, because the law enforcement is not going to help you. You see what happened with Bob Saget? You see what happened to him? This is similar to this situation here. Ain't no way Bob Saget slipped and hit his head and got them concussions like that. All of a sudden, his faithful wife don't want some information getting out. That's strange, ain't it? Strange. This case is similar to Bob Saget. You mean to tell me you got all these teenagers at this party, allegedly a mass exodus at 12:30, everybody ran. Ain't nobody mentioned to the police what that was about? Now, I know some of my subscribers, and thank you to my new subscribers. Some of y'all asking me, how do I know she was found naked? I already told you in the video, I can't tell you that. All right? I can't tell you that. But I stand by that. Now, in another person on a subscriber, I believe they're a subscriber, they just may be commenting, they said that I should not be accusing Sami because she has a constitutional right to a fair trial. Well, she's not on trial with me, but the public, she's on trial with the public. And we have a constitution say, prove yourself innocent when you suspicious. We ain't going by the United States Constitution. We're going by the public opinion constitution, meaning what you saying don't make sense. Because if that was my daughter and you told me that, oh, I noticed she was drunk. I looked for me a ride to go home. I said, fuck her. I'm going to kick your ass. Because you basically said, I see she was drunk, fuck her, I'm going to leave her. That's what you're saying. Now, I don't know why Lindsay, Kelly Rodney's mother, hugged you. I don't know why she did that. I'm not going to come down on her. A lot of people saying her daughter was 16 years old. She shouldn't have been out. I'm going to tell you right now, if you're going to take that approach, what about everybody going to these teenagers, 14, 15, 16, going to these rap and rock concerts and not later than that? That's why you cannot beat her mother over the head with that. That's why I never went that way with that. Because I understand they can be out that late. Because Sami pretended to be the chaperone. Sami, let me tell you something. And I want to be clear with this here. Go ahead and talk. Get a plea bargain. Get it over with. But let me tell you something. And all you little punk motherfuckers that was at that so-called party where y'all keep saying it was about 200 or 300 people. No videos show that. Even the cops lying about that. That ain't something that they need to conceal because they allegedly got the videos from the people at the party. Now, so you said it was hundreds of photos. How would you know that unless you had them to delete them at the teen talk? That you took charge? Oh, then you say, oh, I didn't take charge. Yeah, you took charge. Damage control. The public got you guilty. Okay? Like I said, I know you the murderer. You doing too many stumbling. And if you're not the murderer, you know who did it, you still the murderer. Law of the parties, goddammit. Now, if you need a lawyer, we got some good court-appointed attorneys. They good at plea bargaining because that's all they want to do, get you to cop a plea. And if they got that video like they said and they see who was at that roadside assistance who called them, they going to talk. Those the killers. I know if I was driving down the street and I had somebody daughter in the back of their car dead, they going to want to know what happened. Okay? So the world want to know what happened. But let me tell you something, Sami. When they found Kaylee Rodney's remains, I ain't seeing you come out and do no praise and seeing how happy you are. You know how bad you look on a scale of 1 to 10. You number 10. Now, I'm hoping the police is asking you who took you home, what time did you get home. Now, I'm pretty sure somebody in your neighborhood, the neighbor across the street, down, they got cameras. I'm pretty sure that your mom and daddy got to them. Delete that footage. Hush, hush. I don't put it past them. I don't put it past them. We already know people are capable of anything. That includes you and your mama. And your daddy. Because see, if I was your daddy, I want to know what happened. And then if you told me you killed them, well, you're going to have to get up out this house because you might kill me. Well, Sami, that's my take on it. Because you 18 years old, you hosted a party. You was able to give detailed information about Kelly Rodney purportedly calling you, asking you if you needed a ride home. But don't you know when you say she called you asking you this, don't you know you just proved that she was not drunk like you said she was? Don't you know that? She's lucid enough to call you and say, hey, where are you? Do you still need a ride? That don't sound like a drunk person to me. There's two things going on. You either lying about that or it happened. Either way, it's a problem for you. It's a problem. And I know for a fact, if the police is legitimate, if the law enforcement is legitimate, they already let you know you're a suspect. We ain't hearing nothing about it, but I know the law, okay? I know investigators. I know you are a suspect. Plain and simple. If they found my friend, we finna celebrate. You was already celebrating a death. That is a fact. You was already talking in past tense. If she's out there, I'm worried that if... Look, you wasn't worried when you left at the party allegedly drunk. You saying you worried that somebody saw that she was drunk and gave a ride and didn't give a ride. You didn't think about that before you left for there? Allegedly, you left for there. You didn't think about that then? You know what that sound like to me and anybody that got a son or a daughter? That sounds like you need your ass kicked. That's just my opinion. You come home and tell me this shit, and that's my daughter. I'm going to get into that Mike Tyson state of mind because it don't make sense to me. It sounds foul to me. That's just my opinion. You understand, right? You understand how you look, right? Huh? Oh, yeah, I know you understand. But see, let me tell y'all little punks something at that party. If it was the other way around and this happened to Sammy, what you think her mother and father be doing? You think they'll cover it up for y'all? No. They're going to steamroll you. If that was my daughter, I would sue you, Sammy. I would not settle. We have a full-blown trial, discovery. Depositions will be done. And you would have to clarify your statements on that stand. You would have to explain what was in that cup. How long did you notice KEILY Rodney being drunk? You kept saying y'all going back and forth, drinking, being social. But at the same time, the people there was scary. They was older. But remember, you said you left before the party was over. So when you left and the party was over, and KEILY Rodney was allegedly drunk and stumbling, how could she pick up the phone with clarity and call you and ask you what she asked you? And then, boom, the phone is no longer online. No cellular service. Now, let me recap something. They said, I believe the last ping was at 12:33. You say she called you at 12:30. This can't be a mistake. You say she called you at 12:36. You done stated this numerous times. But let's assume it's a mistake. It can't be. You say she called you. You was already at home. You committed now. You committed down this road. And it don't look good. Like a brick wall down there. Just keep driving. Speed up a little bit. Hit it a little bit harder. There you go. See, you already committed to this theory, but It was one thing that you didn't depend on. That's technology. See, you was thinking a little bit too hard, but you wasn't thinking right because you said she called you at 12:33. That was the last time the phone was ever on. I think you got the phone. I think you got the phone and destroyed it. Now, that roadside assistant guy said it was some other people down the street. If that Sammy car was having trouble, it appears to me if the people down the street didn't know them, they would have came and asked them if they needed help. I'm under a strong conclusion that the people down there was with y'all. I don't know if they could have been some police officers not on duty helping you. It could have been your mom and daddy down there in that car with somebody else helping you get rid of that car in that creek. Like I said, Sammy, you was 100% sure that they would never find that car in time to do an autopsy. You almost got away. But I know this one thing, somebody in law enforcement knew that car was in the water. Otherwise, they wouldn't have searched it. It wouldn't have been no rational reason to search the water if they thought, just like you thought, or was trying to spin it, somebody took her. So you was trying to put them on the trail of taking her from private. Like, in other words, you tried to divert the attention from Private Creek, okay, the private campground. You was trying to divert the attention, but it did not quite work. Because once they found her body, you got silent. Now, remind you that Jagger was described by that dude. I ain't saying it's him, but based on this here, it had to be him. Unless you had somebody put a cap on to confuse the issue. But I'm under the impression that Jagger had something to do with it too, because I don't understand why he would interject himself as filtering tips. I don't understand why you and him would think to filter information when this is a serious investigation. See, that really got me suspicious, because legitimate law enforcement officers would have told y'all, hold up. They would have put out a press release. We don't advise that. But they didn't do any of this. You see what I'm saying? They didn't do any of this. I don't trust the FBI. I don't trust the Homeland. I don't trust none of that. Okay? Because as far as I'm concerned, as far as the law concerned, Homeland Security, the FBI, and any other agency where that body in that car was found don't even have no legal jurisdiction. They don't even have the right, the legal authority to investigate, because it doesn't implicate a federal level at that point. So they're not involved in that. You ain't heard nothing from the DA in that county. You ain't really heard nothing from the sheriff. This is what they do when they want to be able to point the finger at somebody. But I'm under strong opinion that they are trying to keep from charging not charging, but classifying this as a murder in order to let the statute of limitations run. See, if they classify this as a murder, they know that at some point in time, a person can come forth and give Sammy up. That's why I say the California Highway Patrol trying to investigate this as an accident, go sit your jackass down. There's no evidence of that. So you can go sit your corrupt jackass down.